So my name is Jacob Padron. I am the artistic director at Long Wharf Theater. I've been in the position about 3 years, and I'm also a member of the faculty at Yale School of Drama. I'm part of the theater management program faculty, which is a program that I graduated from in 2008. The way that I came into having a life in the theater, and it actually does circle back to what it means to be Latino and specifically Mexican American, is growing up in Gilroy. There was a theater company that I would go to as a kid, which is a very seminal theater company. It's called El Teatro Campesino, the farm worker theater. It was started in 1965, the same year that Long Wharf Theater was started. It was started by a writer and a director. His name's Luis Valdez. And what Luis was really interested in was how do you use art and activism to catalyze change. He was specifically wanting to bring awareness to the struggles of the migrant workers working in the California fields. And so early on, theater was a part of my life, and I saw theater as a real vehicle to social justice. My students have asked me, when I look at your trajectory going from, when you graduated from Yale in 2008, and then sort of your journey after that, going from these kind of illustrious theater companies, Oregon Shakespeare Festival, Steppenwolf Theater Company in Chicago, the Public Theater, then I took a detour into film and television. I worked at Time Warner, specifically HBO, and then started my own initiative. They're like, what's in the secret sauce? What's the through line? And the thing that I say to them is relationships. That great art comes out of great relationships, and I think that's the thread that's connected all of those opportunities. New Haven is a glorious city full of different communities, full of different experiences, incredibly diverse. And I want the stages at Long Wharf Theater to reflect that diversity. The other thing that feels, really important to me is this kind of the civic dialogue that also happens in a theater space. That theater can be a part of the civic discourse and can be a kind of a part of that conversation. The other thing that I'm thinking about in terms of our vision is how can we be better neighbors? Theater, I think, can be a part of the connective tissue and the bridge building that has to happen between all of the neighborhoods. New York City and really the tri-state area, the Latino community is so rich and diverse and large, and yet we don't always see that representation, right? We don't always see that representation on television, film, stage, radio, you name it. And so I think the more that we can work together to catalyze change and to amplify the voices of our community, I think that we'll then be able to move the needle.